Why, hello there, lost family. Or maybe you're new here, a wanderer just stumbling onto the Lost Gamer's path. Either way, the journey begins again. Today we are exploring the murky depths of r/niceguys. So stay close. It's easy to get lost out here. So, yeah, we're exploring r/niceguys and my dog is very interested in it. Last time when I started talking, he ran away and went to his cage, which was unusual for him. Usually he takes me talking and like doing a video as a sign that it's time to cuddle. Yeah, last time for some reason he decided he didn't want any part of it when I started talking. So that was unusual. This time though he seems more interested. And I put a little cover on my mic to see if it would kind of help with the pitchiness. And he was very interested and that gave it a little sniff. Anyways, none of that's relevant to what we're doing today. I guess I'll just jump right into the first story. Nice guy virtue claim. If we were in the same room, you'd be screwed. But I like to think I'm a good guy, so I know better. That's a frightening statement. I just don't quite have words for that. That's just fairly disturbing. I guess we'll read the post. Doesn't look like there's very much to it. Invite message. Oh, okay, so they had to request. I am so confused by this. I guess I'll just read it. You know your comment pissed me the F off. I thought dark thoughts about you, and I'm not going to get into detail. But they terrify you, I'm sure. That's just disturbing. There are just some really crazy people online. PSA to everyone out there, I guess. I'm 6 foot tall, 210-pound bodybuilder in real life. I'm sure you are. You think you can say ish like that because this is the internet. If we were in the same room, you'd be screwed. But I like to think I'm a good guy, so I know better. Yeah, I guess it's the internet, so you feel like you can say whatever applies very well to you. I don't think you feel like you could get away with saying stuff like that to a person in real life. But your deletion of your comment is not an apology. This is an often cruel and vicious world where men often feel like they have no purpose or value. And for you to think you can just target a sore spot of men like that really boils my blood. Okay. You're targeting a man's pain and loneliness when you make comments like that. So effing do. It cuts off there. I'm thinking maybe it probably says do better. I don't know. That just seems like an insane reaction. I just can't hardly imagine what was said before that would warrant that kind of reaction. On the internet, most of the time, things do not warrant the kind of reactions that are given to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't much of anything. There's a mod submission. Your submission has been removed from r/niceguys for the following reason. For reasons we won't get into, the comment section is going off the rails. Locking now. Okay. Odd. Wish I knew what that was about. I'm curious. Wow, well, at least we know there is a really good reason why he is single and lonely. Holy F. Great. We don't know much about bodybuilding, but 6 feet and 210 pounds doesn't sound super muscly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. When I'm thinking about it, it doesn't sound like it would be to me either, but I don't know. I don't know much about that. You can let me know if you know. He could be in great shape, maybe consider himself a bodybuilder casually, but if he was actually trying to compete as a bodybuilder, I'd expect him to be around 260, unless he was at a competition weight. Muscle is dense as heck. 6 feet, 210 pounds could be very muscular. My partner is 6'2" and 220 and very muscular. Okay. Weight doesn't really mean a whole lot, to be honest. I don't think this guy is telling the truth at all, but the measurements aren't crazy. LOL. Fair enough. Mod posted, okay, this would be quite appropriate in r/creepy PMs. Source, I'm a mod in that sub as well. Maybe I should look into that. I might open that tab for later, because that might be a good one to do a video on. We'll see. As someone who's never really had trouble dating since I was 15, 32 now, the key is not being a giant a-hole. That's literally it. Yeah, that tends to be my opinion on the matter as well. And not super awkward. You're probably not going to be super successful if you're super awkward. And that applies to women too. I'm pretty awkward, and I can tell you from experience, it doesn't do a person any favors. As someone who did have trouble dating, I still don't feel the need to make any creepy threats to anyone. That's for sure. Well, shy will mess you up too, but then you don't really have dating problems. You just don't have dating. Yeah, that's kind of it. And shyness, despite what incels will tell you, does not inexorably lead to misogyny. Yeah, I would think not. Well, it also doesn't mean you're going to be alone forever. It just makes it harder to find a partner. I think a lot of the time, if you're socially awkward, it seems like opposites attract in that. It seems like finding a partner that's like really talkative is sometimes can work because it kind of balances out. They do all the talking for you, but I don't know. That might not always be a good setup. But he thought dark thoughts about OP. While we are all studying in the library, he was studying the sword and getting swole. We're doomed. Bro ain't gonna terrify anyone if he still hasn't grown out of trying to convince people how tough he is on the internet to complete strangers. Yeah, potentially. Okay, someone says 6 foot and only 210? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Muscles weigh more than fat, so did he just start bodybuilding? I am 6'1 and 225 and only work out to maintain being mildly overweight. The hell is this dude on about? Interesting. It's a little more impressive when you consider he's probably 5'10. But anyway, I feel like most serious bodybuilders are typically pretty chill. Like, you work yourself into being objectively unthreatened by anyone and can ease that burden of insecurity. Yeah, potentially. I'm curious as to what the original comment was that he's freaking out about. Something, OP says, something really short that was along the lines of incel behavior or stop acting like an incel. Yeah, that just doesn't seem like something you should be, your blood should be boiling over. You should be writing threatening paragraphs over. You, incel behavior. Him, writes a whole paragraph like an incel. Such big feelings. So emotional, eye roll emoji. I yearn to know what you said to elicit this reaction, skull emoji. Something really short that was along the lines of incel behavior, stop acting like it. Okay, so she just copied and pasted her previous answer. Hit him with an okay, buddy. He sounds nice. What even is this tantrum? If you get this triggered that easily, relationships aren't for you, dog. I'm more afraid of a 5-foot farmer than a 6-foot bodybuilder. Yeah, that's probably fair, honestly. Roid rage is serious, I am And like this are so emotional, I'm sure it bothers him deeply that he's barely in the 6-foot club. And this person commented under that. 6-foot person here, laughing face, most of us are just glad to be in the club. The fact there are people who are still taller than us doesn't usually bother us. Me and a good number of my friends 6 to 6'1", and we're not going on about our height, especially when we're taller than most people still. This dude is so 5'11", laughing face. I don't know why that tickled me. That last bit. OP replied, I don't think he's actually 6 foot. I'm pretty sure that's just a fanfic he wrote about himself because other comments he made implied the opposite. OP should write back. OP should write back, actually, I'm 6'1 and 230 libs, so if we're in a dark room, you'd be the one who was terrified. This person says, as a former nice guy, never virtue claim. This guy is such a wimp. Like, who threatens pain on someone over hurt feelings? Statistically, fragile men with low IQs. Except chat request, yeah, no, I don't believe I will. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'm shocked he didn't drop one of those when nice guys get mad, the devil shivers. BS memes after this little rant. P replied under that, yeah, he was cheesing for sure. I was worried people would literally accuse me of faking what he wrote, it's so comedic. But I feared degenerates like this do actually exist. Okay, let's move on to the next post, shall we? Nice guy virtue claim. As a nice guy, I don't care about women's feelings. You know, like all nice guys. All nice guys don't care about anyone's feelings. That's just a well-known fact. Well, in this forum it is. That's actually the fact of this forum. You know women would never give half an ish about a man crying over something. So why should men give half an ish if they saw a woman in visible emotional distress? I went through crappy times in my life and I wanted to cry my eyes out, and no woman ever gave an ish about me. The only time I ever felt like woman gave an ish about me was when I fell off my bike and 2 strangers came to my help. One of them even went to get my phone that slipped out of my pocket and landed several feet down the road. So as a nice guy, all I can take is that if I ever see a woman in emotional distress, I shouldn't give 2 craps. But if I see a woman in physical pain, I have to go above and beyond to make sure she's alright. Well, at least you make that distinction. I personally think that you should just care about people that are having a bad time. Sometimes people don't want sometimes you have a breakdown and you can't control it, and you don't really want people giving you much mind. And honestly, if you're a stranger in public having a breakdown, I can't really judge people for just kind of rushing past, because that's kind of awkward. You wouldn't exactly know what to do about that. But it's also good to try to help people. If there's someone that you know and care about, yeah, you should care that they're having an emotional time, whether they're a man or a woman. I do think that societally, we definitely, historically, have encouraged men to repress their feelings and have not really paid much care or mind to when men are having a bad time. But I don't think the message from that should be that we should just not care about anyone that's having an emotionally vulnerable moment. I think we should care more about people and try to help people more, not less. This person comments, these men not being soft and caring unless it's convenient for them is exactly why they're single. Maybe if they cared more for others and been more selfless, without expecting a reward, they'd have a solid shot. Unfortunately, they'll never realize that, though. Yeah, I feel like that's a huge thing. You should be a good person without expecting a reward for it. That applies to everyone across the board. It's kind of like if you give someone a gift, but you're expecting something back, it's not really a gift anymore. It's an exchange. It's kind of like blackmail, really. If you're like giving someone something and like holding it over their heads forever because you were nice to them and you gave them a gift. It's not a gift at that point. You're just not being a very good person. You're either doing something solely expecting something in return, which just isn't that's just not generous behavior, or you're like emotionally blackmailing people, and that's not good either. And yeah, that applies to broader behaviors. You can't really be considered a good person if you only ever do things for the benefit of yourself. If every good thing you do, you're just expecting this person to do something for you, that's not you being a good person, that's you just trying to get what you want. And this world is definitely lacking good people. I think we should all strive to be genuinely good people, not just like serving our own purposes and always expecting something back. I think if you're a good person and you treat people well, you should expect to be treated well in return, but you shouldn't expect like with a lot of these cases, it's clear that they're expecting a woman to jump in bed with them because they were a nice person. Well, they behaved like a nice person, they acted like a nice person, they done something nice for them. So they feel like that woman owes them their body or something of that like. And that's not right. That's not you being a good person. That's a transactional effort and relationship type of thing. If you hold the door open for someone and do something nice like that, you should expect a thank you or like a friendly kind of smile, a nod. But you shouldn't expect that person to leap into bed with you or something, or act like, give you the biggest props like you were the best person in the world, or leap into a relationship with you and they don't know you, or give you money. I don't know. Just there are reasonable expectations for what you're kind of deserved if you do nice things, and they're unreasonable ones. And ultimately, even if someone isn't nice to you, if you do something nice to them, that doesn't mean that you should just start being a jerk to everyone. Sometimes you also have to just accept that some people are not going to be nice people, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't continue to try to be a decent person. If you have a person in your life that's like consistently not nice, in return they're kind of a jerk no matter how nice you are, that can justify cutting contact. But yeah, just generally in your life, if you run into people that aren't nice, it's going to happen sometimes, and it doesn't justify just being a jerk to everyone. Anyway, that was kind of just an unneeded rant. But I guess that's part of the point of these videos, is just for me to talk. The biggest point of these videos are yapping. Yeah, this person is saying basically what I was saying in my little rant. I think, okay, they were replying to something. I don't want to read their comment. Anyway, I know a few, but it doesn't warrant writing off an entire gender just because of being petty, lol. Just because one person doesn't care for him doesn't mean he can treat others like crap. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. You're gonna know people in your life that aren't nice, but that doesn't justify being rude and cruel to everyone. I think someone above must have been saying that no women are like that, which is crazy. There are bad people in both genders, and that's what this person is saying. They're talking about their experience being bullied and crying and having girls in their class laughing and pointing at them. And yeah, there are very bad people, like this person says, with no empathy in both sides, and it sucks. But yeah, it doesn't justify other people, us just like writing off everybody and just being a jerk to everybody because we've had bad experiences with some people. I think it's fair to be, like, skeptical of people and approach people with caution sometimes, but you should always strive to be a kind person. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, shall we? Nice guy virtue claim. What's wrong with me? I'm good looking, actually have a career, and like you. That's all it takes. You should just leap into bed with a man that likes you, has a career, and is good looking, ladies, just so you know. You owe it to them. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this girl's name that he's writing to, so I am just going to call her Sierra. Hopefully that's correct, or at least close. You effing suck, Sierra. You're dating that loser and not me. I'm better than that guy. I actually like you. Well, if he's dating her, I would assume he likes her too, like, actually likes her. I mean, I could be wrong, I don't know. I can tell that you changed your work schedule to avoid me. Well, this is already adding up to be a real creepy situation, and you're over there seeing that effing loser. Miss, I'm not looking for anything at the moment. Yeah, you are. What is wrong with me? Okay, so, what I'm gathering from this already, without reading the rest of it, is that this guy is kind of obsessive. He's probably kind of stalkery, and was probably making Sierra feel very uncomfortable. And I'm guessing she, told him that to try to get him to leave her alone. And of course, changing work schedules to not be around him. If she did do that on purpose to not be around him, yeah, that would highly indicate to me that he's kind of a creepy dude. And Sierra was just trying to keep him from losing his mind on her. Anyway, continuing on. What is wrong with me? I'm good looking, actually have a career, and like you. I actually effing like you. This is just so bizarre to me. I just don't understand why people feel like they're owed a relationship from somebody simply because they're interested in them, or have a career, or look a certain type of way. It's just odd. I can already tell, like, from this situation, that whatever trouble this guy's having, if he is actually, like, good looking, and I'll take his word for it that he is, it's his personality that's making women not want to date him. And acting like you're entitled to somebody dating you just because you like them isn't going to help you at all. Anyway, he continues, and you're over there dating that sorry A. I couldn't even get a date with you. Probably because you're giving off major obsessive weird vibes. And like ragey vibes from this. I mean, you're cursing a lot, so I'm guessing you're kind of raging about this girl not dating you. So I think you were probably just giving off some bad energy, dude. He continues, you aren't even the same nice and kind person you once were. You started becoming an a-hole. I can tell you that's probably because she was getting sick of your obsessive behavior. My assumption here is that he's probably been in some way trying to get her to flirt with him, have a relationship with him for a while, and probably she started out being very polite in her rejections, and then decided that he just wasn't getting the hint and started being more aggressive about her rejections, and he's interpreting that as, you used to be such a nice person, now you're just a jerk because you were saying no to me in no uncertain terms. And he continues, making your co-workers do all the talking to me while you sit in the back quiet, talking to that geek that you like. Okay. So yeah, again, I'm guessing this has been a rather obsessive, bad situation for her, since she's not even wanting to talk to this man at all. She's having co-workers talk to him. That definitely signals to me that he is giving her very bad vibes, like maybe danger type vibes. Because that's pretty extreme, that times that she just has to communicate with him at some level, probably because, they work together. She communicates through coworkers. That takes extra effort. So that tells me there's something about this man that probably makes her feel downright unsafe to be around. So yeah. Yikes. He continues, what have you been up to? Not much. All lies. You're with him. While I'm over here knowing now that you're not a good person. Oh, she's not a good person because she's not interested in you. Interesting. Why not just tell me straight up? Why did you have to change your shifts? My assumption is she probably has told you straight up that she's not interested. I could be wrong about that, but she probably has. And if she hasn't, my assumption here is that she probably feels unsafe around you. And, like, unsafe being honest with you. Because, yeah, again, changing shifts, communicating through coworkers, that's giving signals that she probably just really doesn't feel safe with this person. He continues, Once I know that I knew you lied and were seeing somebody that's not me, because you closing showed me that you were still single and not going out, but you are. It was all lies. It's just weird to be that raging over this. Like, yeah, she wasn't interested. My assumption here, if we're taking his word for it, she didn't want to aggressively say no to him and, like, hurt his feelings and probably cause retaliation. That's my assumption. Could be wrong, but that was my assumption here because of some of the context clues here. But yeah, some people also are just, they don't feel comfortable being very, like, aggressive in their no's. Even if they don't feel unsafe, they don't feel comfortable just, like, being really rude about how they reject someone. So yeah, they will usually try to be like, oh, I'm just not really interested in relationships right now. And that's not like them being a bad person. That's them typically trying to not be a bad person, trying to not hurt people's feelings. But yeah, they also might just genuinely not be into relationships at that moment. And then they met this guy that just, like, was perfect for them or something, you know? Everything just clicked. And that's like, that shouldn't be such a big deal. Anyway, he continues, I hope you stay single. I hope he leaves you. Stay that quiet, reserved person you are and never have a life. Yikes. Such nice guy behavior. We never dated, but I hope you never become happy with the person you're with. And they leave you, ghost you, and cheat on you. Holy smokes, all this because she just wasn't interested in you. You were wishing horrible things on her. You're a terrible person that never gave me a chance. F you, Sierra. That is just wild. That's unhinged. I can see why Sierra does not like this man. And again, probably feels deeply unsafe around him. This person says, just answer him. I don't feel anything for you because... And right, it's simple. This guy is basically like, no, I wanted to date you, so I'm gonna complain now. Yeah, actually have a career. If she's working at the same place as you do, then she does too. What are you actually bringing to the table? That's a good point. He definitely felt like that should really go in his favor, but yeah. I would assume they're doing the same thing. Which, this person says he's comparing himself to that loser that she likes instead of him. Which, I don't know, the fact that he mentioned her talking to that geek, in the back, so I'm wondering, she could just be, like, texting or calling him, but he might work at the same place, too. I don't know. This person says, wow, I'm kind of scared for Sierra. Me too. I honestly think she should consider getting a whole new job. Maybe in a whole different town. Maybe moving. I don't know. He's definitely giving off creepy stalker type of energy. Yes, it's been months and this dude is still posting. Still pining, still blaming her. Seems like still stalking her. I really wish there was a way to warn her. Wow. I did not know that. Wow, yeah, I wish we could warn Sierra too. That's scary. For real, the guy keeps posting about her, and some of the posts are phrased in such a way that people are actually sympathizing with him, and even encourage him to reach out to her. Oh my gosh, that is the last thing this man needs to be doing. He needs to stay away from her. She needs to get, like, a restraining order against him or something. I mean, I could be wrong, but it just seems like he's real creepy. You can't just roll up to someone or something you want and grab it like life is a game. Sierra is not a Pokemon, right? That's for sure. The person is not required to communicate their feelings to another person. A simple, not interested, or no is a full answer. Now, somehow, I suspect she probably has, like, communicated at some level that she's not interested. I mean, even from his own account, she communicated that she wasn't interested in him. And then him saying that she turned into an a-hole makes me feel like she either did fully reject him at one point, and that's what makes her the a-hole, or just simply the fact that she's communicating through coworkers is what makes her an a-hole and a terrible person. So, she's a terrible person because she didn't have feelings for him. I get not communicating with him her feelings from the beginning, but I can tell that even if she did, he would probably give us the same outcome. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Right. Gosh, how did you pass that up? Right? He's so irresistible. They're only nice as long as you follow the delusional script playing in their heads. As soon as you go against that, they become, well, nice guys. Right? This person says, wow, I'm concerned for Sierra's safety. I feel like a certain person is going to be hiding in the bushes outside her house for a while. Yeah, I have the same concerns. Someone give me this guy's username, right? Which, I don't know. I think actually we just need to be able to tell Sierra what's going on, right? Hopefully this, like, gets out there into the wider world and she happens to see it. I don't know. She probably knows that he's a stalker, though, and she needs to be careful. The fact that she's communicating to him through coworkers kind of tells me she already knows what kind of person he is. This person says, Coward deleted his profile after the comments called him out. That's kind of crazy, too, that he's delusional enough that he feels like people widely will agree with him. Kind of crazy. I mean, that's exactly how I speak to people I like. F you all, and have a great evening. Okay, let's move on to the next post. Maybe it'll be less concerning. Nice guy virtue claim. I'm a great guy. Tried to play along with his profile joke. It didn't go well. Okay, it says, I'm looking for a cute 5-foot-something with tummy issues, poor eyesight, and low iron. Heart face emoji. I'm a little confused by that. Why? Why? Anyway, OP replied to that. What? Laughing face? I'm 5-foot-something. I don't know if you're silly or scary and want someone who is curled over, weak, and can't see you coming. Haha. Right? That's about the only response you can have to that. He replied, wow, women really do think the worst about guys in 2026. I think she was just joking. I mean, I don't really know how else to interpret your thing, honestly. I think you should just be happy that she interpreted it as a joke and, you know, was ha-haing about it. I'm a great guy, and this is an unexpected and borderline toxic response. Okay. There was a ha-ha in there, sir. I'm pretty sure she was just being playful. She continues, I get it. Be safe out there, but this is meant to be funny and playful. Well, she was being funny and playful, too. I also just don't really know how else she could have interpreted that, to be honest. He continues, get over yourself. This attitude is why dating is so hard. Please unmatch after reading. Disrespectfully, of course. Winky face. Okay. Okay, I'm a little bit baffled. I'm a bit baffled by that entire thing. I'm baffled by that man generally. Like, what? P replied back, whoa, I meant that playfully. What a response. I can see your side, but woof, that's intense. I don't think any of those things about you from that prompt, just FYI. And I don't think the worst of guys. I was just playing off the words. But clearly, we are not similar humor or ways of handling things, which is fine to be, but wow. Good luck to you, respectfully. No, don't be respectful to them. He was disrespectful to you. That's just so bizarre, that whole thing. It's just so weird. He's just an a-hole. You literally read his mind and he lost his ish. Right? I'm crying. Why did he freak out at you? Well, why did he freak out at you playing off his joke? She even did a ha-ha. How did he misread that so badly? He read the first word and got immediately defensive, I assume. LOL. Maybe. I don't know. This attitude is why dating is so hard. Your attitude, you mean? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, I think you nailed it with your joke, and he got insecure when called out, right? If you thought he was a creep, you wouldn't have texted. But could he outed himself? He would have probably mistreated you and then called himself a victim, crying face, right? I'm a great guy. Show, don't tell. Yeah. I think the opening line was already off-putting, but it's good that he did make sure she knows who he is right off the bat. That's for sure. And I agree with the show, don't tell. Usually good people don't have to tell everyone all the time that they're such a great person. That's been my experience, at least. Honestly, most people don't go around telling people that they're good people. The only people I've ever encountered in my life that do that I'm such a good man, I'm such a good woman, I'm such a good person, are usually the worst types of people. So yeah, that in and of itself is just a little bit of a red flag for me. This is a great example of someone who doesn't know how to riff, right? Or the OP hit the nail on the head and old mate felt exposed and lashed out, LOL. For all the slow people, well, I guess I'm that. I'm not on TikTok, though. That's my excuse. For all the slow people, the joke is he's looking for a girl to take care of. His humor came from TikTok videos like this. It was tongue-in-cheek that sometimes women aren't taking care of themselves, but they're still beautiful. Okay. His response was still unhinged, though. And he named 5 people that found this joke funny. I didn't get it, but I'm also not on TikTok. According to that above person, that is just a thing on TikTok, I guess. I just don't know. Okay, that seems very extreme. Okay, let's move on to the next post, shall we? Nice guy virtue claim. Take a good sound-minded, great person like me and just ruin me. If that's your kink, I won't shame. I don't know why that came to mind. I hope I can actually say that word on YouTube. I'm not gonna look it up or anything, because I never do. I'll just, and I probably won't really learn from, like, if it does badly. So, yeah. Okay, this is a whole string of messages with no replies from OP. I effing hate you actually ruining everything. I'm not talking to you, baby. My dog perked up. You just have to get used to when I'm doing the Reddit videos, I do angry voices, but I'm not actually angry. I'm just disturbing your sleep, huh? Anyway, I effing hate you actually ruining everything. I'm still not effing blocked. I'm about to actually end my effing... Oh my gosh. You can... I can't say that. I probably can't finish this message because YouTube and whatnot. But you get it. You can see it. I can't stand people that do that. That too. Never seen a person that does that that's not a horrible person. Every person I've seen that makes those kinds of threats are terrible people. And don't mean it, just throwing that out there. I've never seen that threat actually been, like, lived up to. Never heard of an incident where it was. When people threaten that, they're just trying to control you and get the kind of result they want out of you anyway. I'll continue on. That one has me heated, though. I hate it when people do that, because that's the lowest thing you can do in my... Well, maybe not the lowest thing. Because technically there's a lot of terrible things that happen out there in the world, but you get me. It's terrible. It's a very low thing to do. And it's just not something you should make up and lie about to get people to do what you want. Hate that. If that ever happens to you, though, and you know where that person is, or just, like, any decent amount of information about them, call the police. Call 911, probably. They're, like, people you can call, and I do think it's 911 if there's, like, they're actually threatening to do that. They need help, supposedly. Most people are not going to want to do that again, especially with you. They're probably never going to do it again with you if you call someone and get someone to show up at their house and deal with them. So, that's just advice. Putting that out there to the world. Probably most people know that, but it is good to keep in mind, keep it at the back of your mind, if you ever encounter this kind of nonsense. Anyway, Angry Man continues. F you, I hate people like you. Take a good, sound-minded, great person like me and just ruin me. Turn all my attributes to mush. I'm sorry. That's just kind of funny. That's a weird thing to say. Turn all my attributes into mush. I don't know why I find that so funny. It kind of is. Okay. I'm sorry, I just can't get over that mush comment. Anyway, apparently the OP read these, they looked at them because he continues just looking, just reading, nothing to say. Say something, or block. Yeah, this guy has issues. Aplenty, I would say. Which I guess that's kind of proof that not responding bothers these types of people more than you, like, giving a thought-out response, for sure. What kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos of, like, toddlers that are, like, throwing huge tantrums and they expect their moms to react, and the mom actually just decides for this one time to say, like, how it turns out, to just not give them any reaction. And a lot of the time the toddler just, like, looks so confused. They get that confused look on their face after a bit, and they just, like, stare at their mom like, why are you not reacting to me? I'm throwing myself on the ground and acting crazy and screaming. Why are you not giving me any response? That's kind of what that reminded me of. Anyway, OP actually replies, okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Angry Man replies, you can have every single day, and I mean that. No, the conversation is resolved. I don't care anymore, and I'm serious about that. Okay, I'm kind of confused at this point, because this is just kind of a wild ride. Wild difference in emotions. Wow. Anyway, what conversation are they not having anymore? I'm a little lost. Anyway, OP just replies, okay. Angry Man replies back, don't get mad when I start lashing out on your ass because you can't respect when I'm being very nice and cordial about Ish. We've already agreed to. You just feel like going back on. Okay, so he's basically saying, you can't get mad at me when I throw big temper tantrums like in the previous slide. Like, I'm just wondering, are we missing things? Are things being, like, cut out? I just don't understand. Also, I wouldn't call this nice and cordial, just to be clear. Yeah, it sounded like... I'm just so confused by this. I guess we'll go to the next slide. It says, really? That's so crazy for you to say. You hurt me for months, and when I finally make a change so I don't feel like ish every day, I should all of a sudden have sympathy for you? Make a change by breaking up with him. Okay, so this is breakup-ish. He continues, that's honestly an insane statement. You literally complain every single effing time I'm out doing something or with someone else. You're getting on to me for not texting you or how you want me to call you when I'm literally out. Angry man replies. So that's how you felt the whole time? Wow, I changed for a good reason. Just inspires me to do better. Good, do better, please. That's always a good thing. It's always good to be a better version of yourself. You know, I do better, and I still get ish for it. Okay, I'm so confused by that. I mean, the previous conversations here haven't really been looking like you're doing great. It seems like you're doing some kind of pretty manipulative tactics, so I can't take that too seriously. But also, if you're still, like, a really difficult person to exist with, you can't expect your partner to stay with you even if you've gotten an iota better, you know? Nobody should be expected to put up with a ton of ish every day, you know? If you make someone's life infinitely harder, they're not going to stay with you. If their life is infinitely harder being with you than it is just being single, they're not going to stay with you. Eventually, you are going to get broken up with. That's just, like, that's just a fact by and large. OP, replied to a previous comment, stay out till you want to tomorrow. I realized that I did way too much today. And OP says, so, did this not mean anything? I don't know if I can say that. If you want, you can read that message, but I doubt I can say that, even if I censored some things. So, if you want, you can read that message from him. OP replies, weirdo. Angry guy, okay, blank. Just shut the F up. So cordial. Come back when you can stop being narcissistic, because I can't do this conversation anymore. Sure, OP says. OP hearted a message. 1 blank against 1 ounce of accountability. Hung up in your face because you're condescending as F, by the way. So don't start pulling ish out of your... Have a nice day. I honestly just do not... I am not following this situation hardly at all. If you are, maybe you can lay the situation out for me so I can understand what's going on. I'm wondering if things are out of order or if things are being cut out. I am just so confused. Either way, nothing really justifies the threatening stuff, you know what he threatened. Nothing really justifies that, but I am really confused about this whole thing. We've gathered that OP broke up with him, so he's replying to, give me this whole issue, then leave me to deal with it alone. What issue? There is no issue. What the F are you talking about? Angry guy, I'm not talking about it anymore. OP, okay. Angry guy, enjoy your week. OP, thanks. Angry guy. And your month, too. Okay. Just trying to keep the conversation going, I feel. P, holy ish, stop texting me. Angry guy, no, reply, come back, whatever. I can't stand you. OP hearted that. Angry guy, why are you even with me? Well, it sounds like she broke up with you, so I guess she is not with you anymore. OP, you need to calm down before you continue talking to me. You are acting ridiculous. Angry guy, because you don't get to just do that. Break up with you? Yeah, she does. She does get to just break up with you. That's kind of how it goes. Next slide. Oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so much. There's too much. P, you literally just told me that I sucked earlier this week. This morning you got upset because I asked you what you wanted to talk about. Angry guy, blank. If you can't handle me getting upset and just raising my voice, I'm sorry. What can I actually do? Somehow I think you probably more than just raised your voice. You're probably full-on shouting at her, but I don't know. I could be wrong. OP, you snapped at me and told me to never ask that dumb question again. This morning you got upset because I asked what you wanted to talk about. Yeah, I asked you to stop asking that. It was in the heat of a moment. Okay. I just don't know why that would elicit someone to snap on you because you asked them what they wanted. I don't know. I'm not understanding this. I mean, regardless of how you look at it, it seems like it was a toxic dynamic. I think it's good that they broke up, whether it's good for her, good for him, or good for everyone. I don't know. He says, angry guy says, everything sucks. You suck. Life is meaningless, and I want to not be here, basically. It will never get better. Yeah. Between that and what he said before, I think it would be very fair for her to get him help, and he might actually need it. When you're saying things like that, you're indicating that you do need help, so yeah, I think she would be fully justified to call for someone to help him. Because it would also probably set her mind at ease too, because the whole point of that type of behavior is to get someone worried about you and to get your way, usually about them coming to talk to you, and, you know, elicit guilt if they don't. So if you call for help, then you don't have to feel guilty. Someone is there trying to help them. And you also don't have to face them. So, yeah, that's probably what she should do. I don't know how to help you if you are blank or considering blank. You can read that if you want to. I can't read it on YouTube. Angry guy. But you decided you were too effing nonchalant for that ish. Okay. What? That doesn't even make sense. You didn't even wrap my mind around that. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? OP, are you kidding me? Angry guy, not gonna do anything. Trust me, I want to. I can't say, like, almost any of that. Basically, if he fails, he'll have to wear long sleeves to work, and that sucks, is what he's saying. Yeah. I'm just not impressed by this man. Again, I feel like she needs to call help for him, and just block. Stop interacting with him, call for help, stop talking. Because that's incredibly toxic. And he keeps on doing it, so yeah, it's just extremely toxic. After OP says, okay, can we talk again? Can you please answer? I'm wondering if he'll make more threats. Because I think that's the whole point. He says things like that, she talks to him a little bit, she goes back to ignoring him for a while, then he does it again. I think that's kind of the pattern here. He replies to, you're playing a false narrative in your head, and that's insane. No, I'm not. You've said and don't mean rude things throughout our entire relationship. I'm guessing she meant to say you've said mean and rude things throughout our entire relationship. And you know that's true. Not to say I'm guilt-free, but 100% you've been worse to me. I don't think that's really, like, a beneficial thing to say. Honestly, you just need to cut this off. I don't think it really helps anyone at all to go into, well, you've hurt me more, you've done this, you've done that. You've definitely done worse than me. I don't think it really helps anyone. You don't need to go into explanations. You don't need to be the better party. You broke up, that's it. Guy says, sorry, the way you feel doesn't mean you get to treat me however you want. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Or maybe that's OP, I can't tell. This one is angry guy, though. Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay. That doesn't mean she owes it to you to get back to with you, just because you're working on it. Work on it by yourself. Try to be a decent person on your own, and then maybe you can get into a relationship, get therapy. Work on whatever your issues are, and then get into a relationship and be healthy, you know, have a healthy dynamic. That's my advice. Okay, my phone is at 1%. Angry guy. Phone is magically at 1% on a sleepover? Okay. You're effing skating? What does that mean? I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you know. I don't know what that means. Maybe just, like, you're lying. I don't know. P, you're starting to piss me off. Why would you even call me if you were just gonna be rude? Honestly, this is exhausting me just reading it. You need to just cut it off. I don't think there's any way this whole thing is not exhausting you too, especially since it seems like you're calling him and dealing with this over calls too. I think you just need to cut the ties, clean cut, no more talking. It's your life to live, you have to make that choice, but that's my advice. It's just exhausting even just reading it. I hate when guys do that, but seriously, all you can do is either ignore them or give them a therapist or hotline number. Don't engage anymore. 100%. It's extremely common for people, particularly guys, to resort to manipulative threats after a breakup. Honestly, I don't think we need to single out men on that. I don't know statistics on it or anything, but I feel like people in general, I've seen on both sides, a lot of people do that. It's wrong. It's just wrong, period. And yeah, I think that's always a sign that someone's just not a good person. I do not trust people that do that. The comment continues, it's a pointless bid to regain control. They feel they lost. Someone who really loves you doesn't viciously insult, attack, and threaten you because they're hurt or angry. Yeah, and a decent person is never gonna threaten that. That's just freaking crazy. I am 95% confident he isn't going to attempt blank either. When they threaten it like that under the implied demand you get back with him, he won't. Yeah. Well, in general, people that use it as a threat aren't actually. I've never heard of a case where they are. He's going to flounder until he can bamboozle another woman into tolerating him, until his true colors come out again. Turn all my attributes to mush. Oh, yeah. And this person just has a graph. Strength, 12, scratched out, mush. Intelligence, mush. Wisdom, mush. Dexterity, mush. Constitution, mush. Charisma, mush. Poor guy. Yeah. Yeah, that one was honestly funny. That one tickled me. That was the only entertaining thing he said. Only funny thing he said. Why keep feeding him? If you're done with him, just call a wellness check on him and block his ass. I agree. It's like that picture of SpongeBob in those handcuffs. They're way too big for him. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I kind of get the temptation to keep on talking. I get it on a kind of emotional level, but it's just not a good idea. You're just allowing him to drain your energy and keep you in a really toxic cycle. And yeah, you're better off to just cut the ties 100%. I hope this dude is an ex for good. Block him 100%. It just keeps on going and going like an effing car crash. Call a wellness check on him and mute his ass. 100%. Wow. This person says, literally one of my exes faked an attempt to try to manipulate me into talking to him again after we broke up. I called his friend to do a wellness check on him. When his friend got there and let me know he was fine and just drunk, my ex texted me calling me an a-hole for involving someone else when this was between us. I immediately blocked him. Good riddance. 100%. That is freaking crazy. That's even worse than just, like, threatening it. Had an ex-girlfriend pull this stunt. Unfortunately, I didn't know her location at the time. She would call it escalating if I threatened a wellness check. Crazy. Similarly, she would claim suggestion of a police escort to help retrieve my stuff were unlawful threats and harassment. I can't with these people, for sure. Ugh, dating, man. You can find yourselves in all kinds of crazy situations dating. That sucks. I was on your side, then I feel puzzled. Why do you keep on replying? Notify either his friends or parents about his behavior, block and move on. Get a restraining order if needed. Find support, and yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do kind of get it, but it's not productive or helpful for you in the least to do that, or for him. It's not helping anyone. Yes, mistreatment, a thing famously known to be easy to escape. That is true, that's a good point. But yeah, ugh. Let's move on to the next one. And hopefully it's not so long. I think it is. I think it's a long one. If it is, we might just not do it. Yeah, it looks like it's a long one. Oh, I kind of remember this one. I skimmed over it. We'll go ahead and read this one. It is the last one, so I can handle it. I'm a big, tough girl. I can handle it. Nice guy virtue claim. I'm a nice person, but why don't you just not be in this world anymore? Can't say that word, I don't think. Anyway, it looks like it's a gaming type chat. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I think that's what it is. Blue guy. We'll call him that since all of his bars are hidden with blue. Blue. Full team? Pink. I'm with a friend. Blue. So you can't invite me? Yes or no? Why am I even asking? Pink. I don't feel like it. My friend is not really fond of you. Blue. And yet they know nothing about me. How ironic. Just like you. You know nothing about me. Pink. They have seen enough. I'm so interested in this. How have they seen enough? Just why? What is this? Blue. We never met. No, not really. It's like what you want them to see. That I'm a big bad man. What's their username so I can show them what a big bad man I am? That sounds suggestive. If I can't have you, no one else can. Mentality. What the heck are you saying? What is this? I'm already baffled. Pink, they made their own opinion of you. Blue, I'm married, I'm just trying to find friends to play Ark with. Okay. Pink, not exactly big, lol. Burn. If I can't have you, no one else can have mentality. What are you even on? That's what I was thinking. Blue, oh, it's my cousin. Pink's cousin. Okay. Why does this man know so much about you, girl? Like, that just doesn't seem safe. Why does he know your cousin's name? Anyway, Pink, it's not. Blue, you're playing with your cousin. Pink, nope, he's in uni. Blue, so you're judging someone else off of no evidence of me? I have no hate in my heart anymore. You, on the other hand, well, you still seem damaged. What exactly is your problem? Pink, damaged? Laughing face? Blue, doesn't your roommate fulfill your needs as is? So why all the hate? Again, that sounds suggestive. I don't know. What is this? Just why? Blue, I've been nice to you. You don't get along with nice people or what? Yeah, I'm sure you're so nice. To be honest, I'm sure I'll meet your friend on a random Ark lobby someday, so don't sweat it. We will meet eventually, and I will tell her the truth. And maybe their opinion of hate will turn on you. Why can't you just go away? Okay. I'm a nice person, but all you do is harass people you meet on games. Why can't you just not be in this world anymore? Let people be happy for once. This is such a weird tirade. You went from let's play games together to I don't like you. Respectfully as a human being, why not just effing not be in this world anymore? Why can't your roommate or mother or grandmother just effing take you out of this world already? Oh my gosh. What is it? What in the heck is wrong with this person? Pink. Nothing screams nice person like sending threats. Blue. I tried to be nice to you, but I realized you don't reason or compromise with anyone. You're just a birch. Other bad word I can't say and I can't think of an alternative for. Which is sad because I thought women were not birchy when you're married. If I pretend I'm single with a girl, a lot effing better than you, by the way, would it make you feel better? Without a girl. I don't know what he's saying. You actually should blank yourself. Ong left your own. Okay, I don't know what he's saying there. No freaking idea. Ong left your own. Oh, I think he's saying you. You left your own family for a smelly Asian boy. That's just why. Why the racism, sir? And also, why are you assuming her boyfriend is smelly? You don't know him. This is just so bizarre. Your mom might be a blank, but here in America, that won't stand. Mothers blank their own family for that type of issue pull. As an American, no they don't. I've never heard of a case of a mother taking her child out of this world because she decided to date a Asian man. That's real weird. I mean, if you have, you can let me know. Either way, I don't think it's a common occurrence in America. Correct me if I'm wrong. He continues. This is such a long tirade. I don't even know. Like, why does her not wanting to play Ark with you justify this long of a tirade and all of this nonsense? Wow. I know you think the English I suggest you I know you think you know. Okay. I know you think you know the English. I suggest you translate my words if you know what I mean. You wouldn't understand my sentences I just typed. Well, I don't understand them hardly, and I speak English, so yeah. But translate it and realize you're a stupid birch Putin lover who is autistic, and I hope you effing burn in heck right before you think you're finally happy. Oh my gosh. What is there like a mental illness in the DSM-5 or whatever for this issue? This is so weird. What the heck is this? Oh, now he just says over and over again, I'll F your female friend once we meet online. Okay. This is all kinds of concerning. He continues, Lord knows if she's talking to your autistic ass, she's single and lonely. That's why I'm here to make her my wife. I thought you were already married, sir. Keep your lies consistent. You're not really... I don't think there's any state you're allowed to have multiple wives. I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Utah. I don't know. I am just so confused by this. Oh, and he repeats that too. Like 4 times, okay. He loves to repeat himself. Oh my gosh, he repeats... I I can't even tell you how many, I mean, if I wanted to count it up, I could, but oh my gosh, he repeats that over and over and over and over. Pink. My friend is an adult man, so enjoy sucking his his blank. Yeah, love that. That's a good response. This person just says, holy F. That's for sure. That's a full-on psychopath, right? Your last line, gold cup, gold cup, gold cup. Right? I liked it too. I appreciated it too. Bro is definitely not married. Crying face. Jeez, this dude needs to find something better to do. Get friends, go outside. I've never understood how people can even make threats like that. Bro's got more issues than a war veteran after their time in World War II. That's for sure. Gee, I wonder why no one likes him. Something ain't right with that man. What the heck? Concerned face. Uh-huh. Bro has every mental illness at once. Holy ish. Someone forgot to take their meds today. Seriously, this guy is unhinged. That is where they quoted the bit, I'm going to meet your friend while playing Arc Raiders and then we'll F. And said, is wild work. I'm just curious how this shakes out in his head. Like, what is the exact circumstance that would lead to a passing encounter in this video game turning into an opportunity to smash? Yeah, especially since he's in America, these people are in Russia. How does he think that's gonna work? I guess he's gonna fly out to Russia just to smash her friend. And the likelihood of finding that one unnamed person he still doesn't quite know anything about the level of Delulu. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess with that, our little adventure comes to an end here. For now. But the path never truly does. If you enjoyed getting lost with me, please like and subscribe. And share my videos with other wandering travelers such as yourself. Because that would really help me out. And I don't think I've ever asked you to do that, but I would. It would really help me out. So, if you think to, please share with your fellow wanderers. I love you for watching my videos. Also, there's a lot of new people here. And I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. You're wonderful. And, I'm very pleased. This is not my typical outro, and it's very long. But anyway, have a good day. Bye.